Oh, a little bit of music still going. I love this music. It just pumps me up. Gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Welcome to Beyond the Camera. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Jamie Hain. And as you know, I'm all about getting you on camera to help you grow your business. But growing your business is so much more than just doing videos. And so the purpose of this show is to bring on guests that have expertise in growing a business beyond the camera. And today my guest is so special to me. I cannot tell you how excited I am to have her on my show, which I'll explain here in a minute. But she is here to talk about LinkedIn. In particular, how LinkedIn is different from Facebook. Thus the name Toto. We're not in Facebook anymore. I actually posted something in our Facebook group the other day asking if you post the same thing or different things between Facebook and LinkedIn. And the answers were very interesting. So I can't wait to see what Mary has to say about all of that. So please join me in welcoming Mary Fain Brandt to the Beyond the Camera show. Yay, Mary. So good to have you.
Hello. I am so excited to be here. Okay, I love your intro video. The black and white with the rock and roll. Like, did you make that? That is amazing.
Yeah, it's a whole long story. I actually hired someone to do it, and they have dropped the ball multiple times on me and flaked on me. And so, like, you're up against a deadline and you're like, okay, I have to do something. So I'm like, I'm just gonna have to create this myself in Canva. And I'm like, you know what? It's good enough.
You did that in Canva?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know. Who knew I had these skills? Not me. Okay. No. All right.
That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Introduce yourself to everybody. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Mary Fain Brandt, and I'm a coffee enthusiast. Oh, you mean what I do professionally?
Right.
Besides already having 2 cups of coffee today, I am a LinkedIn trainer, coach, and speaker. I'm also a career coach. So both of these, I started as a career coach. What does everybody need? LinkedIn, right? To get a job. And so I dove into LinkedIn, right? And then I was like, there's an opportunity here for entrepreneurs and small business owners. So I kind of pivoted and learned all the ways that entrepreneurs and business owners can position themselves and use LinkedIn to not only get new clients, but my favorite thing is referral partners and people you can collaborate with, because those kind of pay over and over again. A client will pay you maybe once, where a referral partner pays you for life. Woo! Bring in that money. So I have a special love for LinkedIn. I'm not a social media manager. A lot of people ask me that. And we are not, Toto, we are not in Facebook anymore. LinkedIn is a very different platform. And I think everyone needs to be over there to build, if nothing else, your professional network.
Yeah.
Right?
But okay, before we get into this though, Mary, hold on. I got to time out. We got to time out. I got to tell the story of how you and I met. Of how you and I met.
Yeah.
Because you talk about being a career coach. I hired you to be my career coach. I had gone on an RV trip, right? I had left corporate, gone on an RV trip, and I didn't even know you. I actually reached out to somebody else who sent me to someone else, who then sent me to you. And I remember this so vividly. So basically, let me just say this to everybody. Mary is the reason I'm here today. Like, just let that settle for a minute, right? I hire Mary because I'm like, I got to be on LinkedIn. I got to get a job. Help me get a job. And I don't know if you remember this, Mary, but I vividly remember it. We must have been on my second or third session with you, because I think I bought a bundle packet. And you said, Jamie, I get the feeling you don't want to do this. And I was like, you're darn tootin', I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back to corporate. And you said, why don't you be a coach? And in that moment, I was like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I know the words, I know what you're saying, but I don't know what. And you gave me homework. I so remember this. You sent me home and you said, rather than work on your resume or your LinkedIn profile and all this stuff, I want you to go and watch these people. And I know one of them was Amy Porterfield, but there were others that you sent me on. And I was just like, I didn't know this world existed. And I was like, I have to be part of it. And the rest is history. So I owe you so much. Not only are you a great friend, but you were like my first coach. And
I do remember that. It was session number 3. And I remember it was session number 3. And I was like, okay, we're going to pivot. You do not want to go get a job. This is not your magic spot. And so we pivoted, and then we just worked on building out your business. So one of us is frozen. Oh, there you are. Wait.
There we go. I think we're back. I hope we're back.
Are you frozen or am I frozen? Because I can see me, but you look frozen.
It's me.
And Jamie's gone, but you know what? We can keep the show going. She'll be right back. But the true story is that Jamie and I'm just keeping the show going for you.
My internet, I have 1 bar. I don't know what happened. So I'm going to let you go. Let's just get into it. Now I have 2 bars. Who knows? What is the difference between LinkedIn and Facebook? Let's start there.
So the difference between LinkedIn and Facebook is they're 2 different social media platforms. Every social media platform has its place and purpose. LinkedIn, most people think, right? It's the place where resumes go to die, right? When I started working on LinkedIn, I called it the ugly duckling of the social media platforms. It was clunky, it wasn't user-friendly, and it's where everyone put their resume to go and die. But thank God, LinkedIn has really invested a lot of their time and money into creating what I like to say is now a beautiful swan, full of functionality, great new features. Last year alone, you guys, LinkedIn released over 80 new features. Now, some of these you're not going to see, feel, or even touch. They're the settings and how things are laid out. But a lot of the features are ones that you need to know about. But the problem is LinkedIn doesn't do an announcement. You need to know someone who's got the inside scoop on the new features. So LinkedIn is actually a professional networking platform. And no matter what type of business you're in, whether you're a career professional or a business owner or a corporation, you need to build your professional network. And that can be done on LinkedIn much more effectively than on Facebook. And here's one of the reasons. Not everybody's on Facebook. Most of the clients that I work with, like the executives, the high-level executives, they're not on Facebook. LinkedIn is the only social platform that they're on. And if 2020 didn't teach us anything, it taught us that we need to have a strong and strategic network. And that's going to happen over on LinkedIn versus Facebook or Instagram. And don't get me wrong, like I said, every platform has its place and purpose. But the professional platform to build your network out on is LinkedIn. So that's one difference. The second difference is how you use LinkedIn, right? So it's not the platform where you're going to post pictures of everything that you're eating or your dog or your cat. Those images belong really on Instagram and Facebook, unless it ties into your business. If you are a mobile pet groomer or a dog trainer and you're looking to expand your network or services, maybe that type of photo belongs over on LinkedIn. And always try to wrap that story back, right, into your business. So we're waiting for Jamie to come back on.
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, see, I just love technology. Okay, let me ask you this question. The difference between LinkedIn and Facebook. So I asked a question in my group about repurposing the same content. Do you put the same content on Facebook as you put in LinkedIn? I want to know your answer on this. Same, different. What do I need to do?
Do you copy and paste it to LinkedIn? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Can you use the same content and repurpose it for LinkedIn? Absolutely. One of the biggest mistakes I see, Jamie, is I can tell when someone has copy and pasted from Instagram because there's like 20 hashtags. Well, guess what? Your post on LinkedIn is just going to tank because LinkedIn likes 3 to 5 hashtags used. 3 to 5. So when you copy that post from Instagram and you have 20 hashtags, that post is just going to tank. Also, it's formatted differently. And is the content that you're writing for Instagram is the same audience over on LinkedIn? Are you speaking to 2 different audiences maybe? So I think that you really need to think about copying and pasting. Now, can you use the same content if it's speaking to your ideal client on LinkedIn? Absolutely, but you just got to tweak it a little bit. So on Instagram, photos might be different than what you would use on LinkedIn. So does that answer?
Yes. But I have a follow-up question. So
okay,
how is the audience in LinkedIn different than the audience in, say, Facebook?
Okay. So Facebook, for me, right? I'm very visual. I just scroll through, right? I'm just scrolling through. So for Facebook, for me, it's friends and family and really short things. LinkedIn, I want to learn. What can I learn? Am I learning something on LinkedIn? Am I connecting with a professional? Again, the professional social media platform is LinkedIn. So I'm looking for professionals to connect with. I'm looking for amazing people to learn from. That's probably the biggest difference between your Facebook audience and your LinkedIn audience.
Very nice. Okay, I think I'm starting to get a picture of this. Now, earlier you were talking about, even though I was not on camera, I could still hear you. You
Oh,
were
okay.
talking about like what was it, like 88 things that LinkedIn has rolled out in the last year or some
Over
number like that?
80 new
Yeah.
features in 2022. It's the biggest rollout in LinkedIn history.
And they don't announce it. You got to know somebody that okay, so like you're our expert, you're our guru.
Yes.
Give us a sample. Give us two things that are like super cool
Okay.
that have rolled out.
Number one, you can have a clickable link on your LinkedIn profile now. Now, we've been asking for that forever. If you put a link in your About You section, it's not clickable. Now, you still can't put a clickable link in your About You section. It actually goes like right under, it's under your headshot, under the city, I believe. So, like mine says Phoenix. So, it's right under there. Clickable link means that people can click on it and go to your website, or maybe they go to your Instagram page. Because the thing is, you guys, you don't want people to stay on LinkedIn. I know that might sound counterproductive, but when you're attracting ideal clients, you want to get them off of LinkedIn. You want to have a phone call with them. You want them to learn more about you. So the idea is to get people to learn more about you and to take them off of LinkedIn.
Okay, so let me ask you a question because I remember that there's like this thing that LinkedIn wants to keep you on their platform. And so if you have those links, they like don't, the algorithm like dings you or whatever. But does
So
this work different?
this works different. So you're
Okay.
talking about putting a link in a post,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, right? I trained you like never put a link in your
Put it
post
in the
because
comments.
put it in the comments. Well, no, that's irrelevant now. So the thing is,
Okay.
LinkedIn's always changing, as is any social media platform. It changes, sometimes every day, right? There's a new feature, something's gone away, something's changing. Well, on LinkedIn, when I was training you, let's say, I would be like, okay, create that post and then put the comment to sign up for a consultation call in the comments, but no
Got it.
longer, because you know what, nobody does that. They don't go to the comments.
No,
and
it's hard to find.
and people, there have been studies done of, does that work if it's in the comments, or does it not get as much traction and views if it's up in the post? And it's like 5%. Like, it's not
Oh,
worth it, and
just
you have to go back in. So put your links up in your post that you're doing,
well, and
right?
it makes it so much more convenient for your viewer.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have to go
So
searching for whatever it is.
if you have a strong and strategic network, and if you are engaged on LinkedIn and you've kind of built this community of people that, you're commenting, they're following you, they want to learn from you, right? They're going
Yeah.
to click on the link.
Right. Now, do you know if it's the same in Facebook, or does that rule still apply, or is that, I know you're LinkedIn, but I'm just curious because this is like,
I
I'm
think
like,
in
my mind
Facebook,
is
it
being
didn't
blown right now.
matter. I
It
think
doesn't
in
matter.
Facebook, yeah, you could always have the link in your post, and
It doesn't
it
matter.
didn't really matter.
But this clickable link in LinkedIn, that's a lot of linking, but it would be great for like your freebie, for a challenge, for anything, right? Can you change it often like that or no?
You can change it every day. So if anyone goes and looks at my profile, go look at my profile, and it's right under the city. So if you
Okay.
say San Diego, Dallas, Phoenix, so right there. So it's in the top fold, right?
Right.
Yay.
Above the fold.
Top fold. Top fold is the most important thing. You've got 6 seconds to capture someone's attention, you guys. So it's in the top fold. And mine, when you click on it, I have a master link. So I use Sleek Bio. So I have my VIP services. I have my event. So they have a selection.
Okay.
But if I were doing a challenge, if I was doing one thing right now, like a challenge or just one event, I would put the link to that, because you want to
Yeah.
drive traffic to that.
Because then
And
anybody who goes
LinkedIn,
to your profile sees it.
yeah. And they can learn more about you. Like,
Right.
oh, who's that? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there's a live link. Let me learn more about them, because we have the smartest consumers in history. Why? Two things: Google and LinkedIn. We Google everything. And then we
YouTube
go and
probably.
and YouTube, and we go, well, yeah, and we go and look them up on LinkedIn. If someone
Right.
refers, right, they're going to go check me out on LinkedIn. Then they can go to my website, right? They can go to
Right.
my links. They can download a freebie, right? So we have the smartest consumers in the history of the world because we have all these resources. We
Right.
can find stuff out like this. So you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward out on social media and especially on LinkedIn.
Okay, so you've kind of answered this next question already, but I want to put it out there because I want a solid answer. I,
Okay.
one of the things that when I posted in the group and I asked about LinkedIn, I would say almost half the people said I'm not on LinkedIn. So, why should they add LinkedIn? Why be on LinkedIn?
Why should you be on LinkedIn? Okay. Number one reason, it's where you grow your professional network. And 2020 taught us that you need your network. You need to have that set up before you need it. And so Facebook, Instagram, great. I find Instagram, like if I'm messaging someone, that message gets lost. It gets a little clunky. I can showcase myself better on LinkedIn with that professional profile. I also can have a company page. So if you have a coaching and consulting business, right? I can create that company page over on LinkedIn where people can learn more about me. People are engaged on LinkedIn. They're going on LinkedIn looking for experts. It's got SEO built right into it. So if you put career coach, a gazillion people are going to come up, but then do career coach Phoenix. The search capabilities on LinkedIn are amazing, Jamie.
Okay. Then one last question here. What you hear the phrase, you got to pay to play, right? And you got to like spend ad dollars in order for your stuff to be seen. And is that the same case on LinkedIn?
Well, that really depends on who you are, what you're selling. So first, I'm going to say if you're not on LinkedIn or you're just starting off, don't pay for anything. Get your profile set up, build this network out, figure out how you're going to use it. What's your content strategy? Who are you connecting with? Do all that for free. And then let's talk about what are you promoting? Is it a $50 item or a $250 coaching service? No, you don't need ads for that. Ads are expensive, but they get a really high ROI. They're very, very targeted on LinkedIn, but they work best for packages. I want to say like 3,000 and up, right? So I would never say, yeah, I'm selling coaching services. They're $500. Yeah, let's go spend some money on LinkedIn ads. So I would never say that. And I would say there are the free version of LinkedIn, get started there. And then when you're ready, right, to really target your audience and to really get onto LinkedIn and do that outreach program, then maybe think about Sales Navigator. It's a little pricey, but the targeting that you can do and the people that you can reach, you don't even have to be connected to them, right? So you can send not scripted messages, but you can have a template ready to go and personalize it, and you can really focus on targeting your audience. So,
So,
for example,
yeah.
I'm going to be targeting CEOs and I'm going to go back to Sales Navigator because I can target CEOs of mid-sized companies with this many employees. With also, they added their revenue. You can target a company by their revenue now.
So rather than pay for ads, I can just upgrade my LinkedIn and I get this whole new set of tools. It's almost like
Yeah.
steps, right? Start with the
Yeah.
basics, start with free everything, get going. And then when you're ready to level up, then add the paid version.
Yeah.
What is it called? Sales Navigator.
Sales
Yeah,
Navigator.
I
And
like
then
that.
depending, without knowing, maybe you have a $10,000 coaching package, then LinkedIn ads would probably be a good fit for you. They are expensive. They're not cheap, but the ROI, because the targeting is so good on the ads, does pay off. Again,
Yep.
you can also use it, LinkedIn ads, to drive people to a webinar.
Right.
Maybe your goal is to get 50 amazing people onto your webinar. Create the event on LinkedIn, target the people, invite your top 100 list, get 50 people signed up, right? Do some
Right.
ads. So if you're selling a program that's $5,000 to $10,000, right, then that would be ideal.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if anybody on has questions for Mary, we've got definitely have time to take some questions. If you've got questions about LinkedIn, how to use it,
Hey,
whatever,
Tammy.
drop them in the comments so that we can make sure we answer them. Okay. I know that I started all this, my whole journey started with you, and I bought a program. I know you're not doing the exact same thing because, we all evolve and we change. But how
Yes.
does somebody, like, if somebody wants to work with you, what does that look like? And I know you got a special offer for everybody today, but
Do.
what work can you do to help people?
Yeah. So, really, my specialty is taking you from boring to badass on LinkedIn and really optimizing your profile from top to bottom, left to right, and setting you up as the expert that you are and using, my years of experience of LinkedIn, my knowledge of how that profile needs to be set up, how to set up your company page, how to execute a outreach strategy. So, right, Tammy, you want to be a badass. I don't want you to be boring on LinkedIn. Anyways, so what I've created, Jamie, was the VIP intensive. So the thing I heard from my clients is they didn't want to spend 3 months working with me, not because I'm not awesome, but that 3 months of like getting LinkedIn up and doing like a bi-weekly coaching. So what I did is I created a VIP intensive, and I have two different levels, and I have one that we're offering here is the 2-hour intensive where we go in and we just dial it all back. We're going to revamp your entire profile. If you need a company page, we'll get that set up. And then you're also going to get my outreach messages. I have a 95% connection request rate. So what that means is 95% of the messages I send out to people that I don't know, they accept my message request. Probably the few that don't, they're not active on LinkedIn. So that's a really high rate. I think what the standard rate is if you have 35% of your connection requests accepted, that's a really good rate. So I'm at 95%.
That is incredible. I know we've got some questions
I'm
coming in.
like,
That is remarkable. Whoa. Okay, let's take some questions. You ready to take some questions?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So Stephanie's not active on LinkedIn, but most of the interaction from her perspective is people trying to sell her something.
Yeah, that happens on
So,
all the platforms. So,
okay.
so there's a couple things you can do. So if you guys go and try to connect with me, you're probably going to get blocked because you have to have my email address. So because I have such a strong network on LinkedIn, I'm not looking to connect with just anyone. So I have it set up in my settings where you have to have my email to connect with me. So that's one level of protection. Two, you train your inbox to put all those spam messages in other. So the LinkedIn inbox has been changed. It has focused and other, and we're going to get sales. And then you just block those people so they never show up again in your inbox. My current LinkedIn is from my past life. Should I redo it or start all over? Okay. So one of the mistakes,
Good question.
this is such a great question, you guys. I get asked this a lot when I'm doing online training, and I get asked it all the time when I'm working with clients. Don't delete what you have. You already have something there. People want to see the progression. I worked with someone who had like 20 years of past experience. She's like, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. That was my corporate life. I'm just going to delete all that. You know what? I'm just going to start a new profile. No, people need to see that you've grown in your business, your career, right? I'm not going to go hire a coach that says 1 year of experience. I'm going to see that this person worked for 20 years in corporate and transitioned into a coach. So don't delete that old profile, update it.
And what does updating mean? Like, should you remove people from your past life that you are connected with if they no longer serve you?
I don't, because that's a time waster to me. Like,
Okay.
we have so many, some people go, like, I'm going to delete all the people that were from my banking industry. Well, are they still in banking? Like 2020 taught us that people are pivoting, right?
Yeah.
So they might not be in banking. And what if that person has a sister, a mother, a husband, a nephew that needs your services? We're so connected online these days to a multitude of people all over the world. Why are you going to delete someone? I delete people who invade my privacy, try to sell me something on the first thing, or annoy me because they send the same 3 automated messages. Those people get deleted, blocked, and reported.
Okay. Okay. I got it. Okay. So the next question actually sets up where we're going to go next. So Sherry wants to know if they want to follow you on LinkedIn, they want the link, but you just said there's a security.
Yeah.
They got to have your email. So tell us how that part works.
how it works, like where you go in
Yeah.
to set that up,
No,
or
like if somebody wants to follow
oh,
you on LinkedIn, they can't just follow you on LinkedIn, right?
well, you can. Okay, there. So that's a great thing. That's a great question. Follow and connect, two different things. Anyone can follow me. You can click the follow button and follow me.
Ah,
But if you
okay.
follow me, here's what I'm going to say. If you really want to get the tips and the information that I'm sharing, ring my bell on LinkedIn. There's a notification bell on the right side underneath the banner. Ring the bell and then you'll get notified of my content, right? So I'll drop into your notifications. So this is one of those features that LinkedIn rolled out. So it's allowing you to train the algorithm, right, of what you want to see. So you can train the LinkedIn of like, here's people I want to see. I want to see their content. So ring the bell. If you want to connect with me, you'll need to have my email address, and I share it because thank you, Jamie, because I've talked. I don't openly accept
Nope.
connection requests with people unless I've talked to you, presented somewhere, etc. So you need to have hello@maryfainbrandt.com. It'll ask you for my email and you'll plug that in. But you can also follow me and ring my bell.
Got it.
You know what
Okay.
song comes into my head when I say ring my bell? You
Please
can
sing.
ring my bell. You can, yeah. From high school days, that'll age me. But yeah, every time I say that, I have that song playing in my head.
Okay, so to follow you on LinkedIn, they just need your name, right?
Yeah, you just hit the follow button.
So Mary Fain Brandt on LinkedIn, they search for you in LinkedIn, and
Yes.
then they can follow you right from there.
Yes.
And if they want to know more about your 2-hour intensive, what do you want them to do? Just email you?
You would email me, and to get the discount, just, do it, just a quick email. Don't overthink it. Hey, Mary, I saw you on Jamie's show. I'm interested in that 2-hour intensive to go from boring to badass. How do I sign up? What does that look like? We'll jump on a call, right? We'll jump on a call, have a quick 15-minute consultation call, make sure that this is the right time and the right fit for you, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, we got a couple more questions. Let's take a couple more questions and
You're
then
on
I'll wrap
fire
us up.
today.
Okay.
Woo!
I know. I love it. 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 Okay. First question. Do you need to have premium to do some of these simple things?
Premium to follow, connect, like to do some of these simple things. You don't need premium to connect with people, to follow. I will say, the clickable link that I talked about, you don't need premium. You need to turn on creator mode. There's so many ins and
Oh.
outs of LinkedIn, right? So it was a thing for creators at the beginning, and I was in the creator beta testing. And so I got that clickable link before most people. And if you guys follow me, like when I get a new feature, Jamie knows, I put it out on LinkedIn like,
Oh.
hey, have you seen this? This is new. Do you have it? Because they do tend to roll out the new features slowly, and that's
In
okay.
phases. That's right. So
In
just because you have it, I just may be lower on the list and I might get it
yeah,
in a month.
like
Okay. So
LinkedIn audio events and LinkedIn Live, but you do have to turn on creator mode. So
that
everything
may
I'm
be the difference.
sharing, none of that you have to pay for, but you have to
So
know how to get it.
so what Tammy's saying is she doesn't see a bell or a clickable link. So she just may not have that yet, or
So the clickable link, you have to turn on creator mode.
okay, there you go.
The bell on my profile you don't see, or the bell on her profile, because you will not see the bell on your own profile. True story. All of us LinkedIn strategists like, wait, I don't see a bell on my profile.
No
People
bell.
can't ring my bell. What's going on? And we all learned, oh, you can't see it on your own profile. Only other people can see it.
Got it. Okay. Last question. This is a good one, I think. Everyone seems so qualified and professional. I find it overwhelming. What say you about this, Mary?
I say that anything that's new seems overwhelming, right? So let's get you positioned so that you look like the professional thought leader that you are, not knowing what industry you're in, not knowing what your level of expertise is. They're just humans on LinkedIn. There's a person behind every profile. And if you start reaching out to people, you'll see that. We're all just people there learning. Don't be overwhelmed. Baby steps.
Baby steps, right? And I know in my group we've talked a little bit about the whole imposter syndrome, and we often think we're not good enough. And so if the overwhelming is like all these people and they're doing all this stuff and things, right? Just focus on
Start
you.
connecting with people that you know.
Yeah.
So first off, Don't go for all the people that you're like, oh my God, this is a keynote speaker, a big person. How do I start with all the people that you know, the people that you've worked with, the people in your Facebook group here, right? The networking groups. Who did you volunteer? Who did you used to work with? Who did you used to work for? Start with the people that you're already comfortable with. Get used to the platform. And when you, just like anything, you guys, practice makes perfect. It'll get easier. Like you'll be whipping out messages without any templates before you know it. Doing it, being consistent helps. Getting on there every day. If you're just starting off, get on every day for 15 minutes.
That's really good. And I know we're going to talk about this here in a second. So, you've got a little gift for everybody, right? You've got something for them to download?
I did. I was like, Jamie, we have to give them something, right? To get started. Like, let's get you started. So this is a really simple checklist to follow. I broke it down to what you should do daily, what you should do weekly, things you should do monthly, quarterly, and annually. So it's just simple checklist for you guys. So start with this checklist to get comfortable using LinkedIn. You're like, I don't know what I should do. Should I post? Should I connect? Should I create a company page? Just start with a checklist. I break it down step by step.
And for some reason, it's not letting me drop the link in comments. So
you have to do it afterwards on StreamYard.
I'll do it. I was just going to say.
It's a thing.
But I'll do it afterwards. You'll get it. Don't worry. I'll tag you so you don't lose it. I know I personally, as soon as Mary told me about this, I was like, ooh, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. Okay, let me just do a couple of quick reminders for everybody, and then I'll let Mary wrap us up with like the big aha that she wants to make sure everybody has. So what I will remind everybody, for those of you that are in the Go Live League, Mary has agreed to do a VIP session with all of you, and we will be doing kind of a LinkedIn check-in. So not only is an opportunity to ask questions, but we're going to just do a little like, what's the health status of your LinkedIn profile? So we're going to do a little bit of that. So those of you that are there, the link, you've been emailed the link, and it's also in your Facebook group. So don't lose sight of that. And for those of you that are like, what is this? I want to be part of this. You can join the Go Live League, which is a monthly membership, which is all about improving your video presentation skills. But that membership also comes with perks. And one of the perks is these kinds of VIP sessions. So it's $27 a month, ridiculously low price given all the value that's in there. If it's something you're interested in, let me know. Okay. Also, the next Beyond the Camera will be February 3rd. So that's 2 Fridays from now, not next Friday, but the next Friday. Since we are moving into February, which is the month of love, we are going to focus on self-love. So the 2 speakers that I've got set up in February will all talk about taking care of yourself and why that is important. So February 3rd will be Sandy Bartlett. I just learned this from her, like the pear, Sandy Bartlett, like the pear. And she is going to talk about why taking care of yourself and making yourself a priority is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And I know I, for one, it's already in my calendar. But if it wasn't in my calendar, I would be putting that in my calendar, because I don't know about the rest of you, but I often downplay that, and I need to make it a priority. So I'm super excited about that. That will be awesome. All right. Now let's get back to Mary and LinkedIn. Mary, how do you want to take us home? What is, if there's one thing you want them to get and know about LinkedIn, what would that be?
It would be to get started. So someone said here it's overwhelming, right? They're not very active. So my one thing is 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Get started, understand how it's working. So I want you to grow your network and comment. You don't need to get started by posting, right? I want you to start commenting on other posts and start cultivating those relationships. So one way to cultivate the relationship, right, is by commenting on someone else's post. And you guys, if you're uneasy or a little nervous about doing that, comment on my posts. I'm like the safe place, right? Nothing bad's going to happen. I'll be like, wait, Tammy? Hey, Tammy, thanks for the comment on there. So glad that you enjoyed this tip that I dropped. Literally, it's a safe place. I want people to get comfortable posting on LinkedIn. I want people to be comfortable commenting, right? It can be a little nerve-wracking. Like, who's this person? I like their content, but they're so, they're such a big force. I don't know if my little comment will mean anything. It means something to all of us. So just get started.
I mean, and the best advice I could give just in general is just be interested in other people, right? Just
Yeah.
ask
Be yourself.
questions. Comment on what a post that you saw, what it meant to you, what you got from it. It can be as simple as that.
5 words
Even
though. Has
5
to be
words,
5 words. That's the
what,
magic. Yeah. You can't
not
say
more, not
great
less.
post. Great
No,
post.
5
No,
words,
yeah, 5 words.
but at least it can be more.
Oh,
Just can't be
totally.
less.
You can write a whole
Okay.
paragraph. Like, I agree with point number one. I wish we had more of that in our school education. How can we go about that? Like, rattle on.
Okay. Okay.
Share your thoughts. And you don't have to agree all the time. There's a right way to disagree. Great point. However, I didn't find that true in my experience. Here's what I found. Ooh,
Very nicely reframed there, Mary.
right?
But like 5 words is like I was like I thought you
The
were gonna
minimum.
go. You know those things that you see on Facebook, and it's like in exactly 5 words describe
Oh,
your
no.
business. Oh my gosh, that makes me nuts. And
No,
I was like, that's too much
a
pressure.
comment needs to be 5 words or more.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, Mary, thank you. Thank you for being on my show today. Thank you
Thank you
for
for
bringing
having
that.
me.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing
Aw.
your gorgeous smile, that big personality. I love it. I love you. Thank you for all that you have done for me personally and professionally. I
Oh,
know there's several comments in here about how awesome this has been and how much people have got from you. So thank
yay.
you. Thank you. Thank you. For those of you that are joining, thank you for being here. Thank you for asking questions and participating. It
Yes.
always
Thank you,
makes the show
everyone.
better. And I'll see all of the VIPs in the Go Live League here in just a few minutes over in Zoom. And for everybody else, see you next time. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.